So what's going on? We have fish falling from the sky, manna and quail falling from the sky, the feeding of the 5,000 with the 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. So really, is there more than a scientific explanation that's being offered for these very different phenomenons that happened? Is there really a different explanation other than that of the scientific community? I think there could be several other theories as to really what is happening. That's what I think. And let me come over here to this YouTube channel. And if you don't get the notification, I hope you one day get it. I really do. So, hello everyone. Thank you for joining. Yeah. I got an itch, you all. I got an itch really fast on my arm. Let me put myself right here. Alrighty. We got you all on here. This is wonderful, you all. So, I was told by a friend that there was fish that fell out of the sky in Texas. They said, there was hundreds of fish that, not hundreds, but lots of fish fell from the sky in Texas. And I want to go right through that right now. Fell from the sky. Fell from the sky in Texas. Okay, that was like 4 days ago. There was something happening when fish fell from the sky in Texarkana, and no one is really sure why. So we can click into that really fast. So look at this. They don't know why. It's raining men. It's raining. Wait. Okay. So look, what happened in Texarkana? So they're talking about an estimated 25 to 30 fish falling, bouncing off the concrete. And there was a fishy smell that pervaded the air. Of course, it was going to be fishy. So how many fish fell in total? Bushels of fish. Now, isn't that interesting that they use the word bushels of fish? To me, that's kind of interesting why you want to use that word, but that's okay. You go ahead and use that word. We want you to use that word. We do. I want you to use that word. Yes, honey. So that's okay, you all. We got this going on. We got our Mr. King Ahukamundo. You're our king. Okay, you are YouTube king right here on this channel. That's wonderful. So we've got this, them saying it feels apocalyptic. I know, but it's not necessarily a sign that the end is nigh. Apparently, animal rain is an actual real-life weather event. It's rare, but not impossible. Throughout history, critters have occasionally fallen from the heavens, so they're acknowledging where it's coming from, the heavens, with reports of raining fish and frogs dating back as far as the Roman Empire. There have been accounts of raining birds, jellyfish, bats, and even... no, I don't want to say that last word, I don't want to say it. I don't. So they have the account of the fish falling from the sky in Texas. And so I did a Google. I just did a Google, is what we've done. That Russian rocket is still flying up in the air. Well, I guess they'll decide where they want to let it come down anyhow. I'm sure they got some remote control on it. I do think they probably do. So let's look a little bit more on these fishes. The fish. Right here in Honduras. We can see in Honduras right here, believe it or not, instead of raindrops, fish actually fall annually in Honduras. And there's a story to this, you all. I actually read it, and it's really interesting what was said behind the scenes about this fish that falls annually in Honduras. It's called the Rain of the Fish. You may hear for the first time the phenomenon itself, it says, and you may ask yourself, what is the relation between rain and fish? And what is more stunning is it's been happening for more than 100 years. And where does it occur? It occurs in Yoro, Honduras. It starts with a dark cloud in the sky, you all. A dark cloud in the sky. Well, we've all seen dark clouds in the sky. We've seen them lots and lots of times, and we always look at those dark clouds in amazement because they look really ominous. They look really, really ominous. So it starts with a dark cloud in the sky. Then after that comes some lightning and some thunder with strong winds and heavy rain that lasts 2 to 3 hours. And then the inhabitants of Honduras hold an annual festival celebrating this phenomena since 1998. Well, that's nice that they celebrated it. It's good to, it's good to remember things. It really is, you all. So we got this nice, pretty drawing of these fish that fell from the sky right here. It's been going on for years, and they've got very nice festive clothing on. Very colorful. This looks really nice. I like it. I do. So they have this festival every year, celebrating as it may come. The fish may come in May, June, or July, depending on the first major rainfall. When the first major rainfall comes is what I think it is. So let's look at this, you all. So how does the rain of fish come? Now, if you're just tuning in, you said, Gina, come on now. They told you how it comes. It gets carried up in a big water spout over land and sea, and then it just drops it. Well, let's read the story. Let's read the story, you all. We want to read that story. Yes, we do. Yes. So let's come to the most important point, which is the source of the fish that falls from the sky like rain. There are different explanations for this phenomenon, and some are scientific while others are legendary. I like to look at the legendary because the legendary reminds me of spiritual. It does. I think legendary is really very spiritual. There's a lot more truth to it. I really do feel that. But that's just me, you all. I like it. I love it. I really do love it. So we can see this. I've never seen this type of fish before. It looks really strange if you see that on the ground right there. I don't even know what type of fish that would be. It's got scales on it. Well, of course, a lot of the fish have scales. They do. Except catfish. That's a hard fish to skin. It really is. And that's just so, oh my gosh, yeah. But that's okay, you all. I don't like to fish and hook them. I don't. It doesn't feel very nice to me. It doesn't. Let's make sure we're flipping this over. So we've got this nice painting. Look at that cat. It's raining cats. Cats. It's raining fish in the sky. This is the legendary explanation. I like this right here. So there was a Spanish priest who is called Father Jose Manuel Sabriana. He was known for being courageous and helpful as he encouraged the locals to fight for getting their rights and regaining their land. According to the legend, the main cause of the fish rain is Father Sabriana, as he found that the people who lived in Honduras are very poor, and that is why he prayed to God for them for 3 days and nights to ask for a miracle that can help those poor people who need food. After praying for 3 days and nights, God answered the prayers and sent a dark cloud with lots of delicious living fish that fell from the sky to feed all those poor people. Since that time, the sky keeps raining fish yearly. Oh, I like that. I love that. I think that's really wonderful. It really is, especially if the people can benefit from eating those fish. I think it's wonderful that they can have fish fall from the sky. I do, you all. It's nice. It's better than starving to death. It really is. So let's look at this and see them in their little canoes and look at the fish, that they gather in their bags. The scientific explanation, well, we do want to hear the scientific explanation. I do want to hear the scientific explanation. I do. Because I think that's important, too, to hear it. So the scientific explanation, you all got to get this going. I hope this is all right. The scientists have different explanations to this phenomenon. It's thought that this rare phenomenon is a meteorological, and it results during the tornadoes or strong winds that come over the water to pick up the fish and carry them for long distances until they fall on specific places like water drops. The falling fish come to be still alive after falling on the ground, to move for a short time, and this happens when they are carried off by the wind for a short distance. So the strong winds that carry the fish travel for a very long distance, and they become dead and may be frozen. The closest source to falling fish to Euro is the Atlantic Ocean, which is around 200 kilometers or 140 miles away from Euro. Now, I don't like the fish to fall down on the ground because that's kind of not nice. I wouldn't want somebody to drop me down on the ground because it probably would kill me too, and probably would kill you too after a while, and it wouldn't feel nice. It wouldn't. Yeah, I think I'd rather freeze while I'm in the air falling. I would. Or just like, may my spirit just leave my body before that happens. Just let's go up in the air. Just let that body fall and let my spirit go elsewhere. That's what I feel. I really do feel this. So look at this. So we got these fish, and they are collected. Oh my goodness, you all. According to the residents in Ural, this phenomena has been occurring since over a century, and they report that it begins with a darkening of the sky caused by dense clouds, followed by thunder and lightning and 2 to 3 hours of tropical storms. And once the rain stopped, the villagers found hundreds of fish scattered on the floor, still alive, and they collect and transport them to their homes to cook and eat later. And the fish are freshwater. Always find them alive, and as the settlers are not the same type of fish that are found in nearby areas. Since 1998, they've been doing their festival. So look at that by the shovels. That looks so gross, you all. I really don't like to eat fish if it smells. I don't, and I wouldn't want to have to do that job. I'd probably have to have gas mask on my face. But that's okay. So the fish fall from the sky. That's the story about Honduras. Falls from the sky, okay, and dark clouds and stuff like that. Okay, that's fine. That's fine, you all. But then, you know, we have this one right here. What was it? These fish right here falling from the sky, right there in Texas. Let me put this back to me. Did I go to that screen? Because I'm having a habit of not pushing that button. I'm trying to be aware to push that button, you all, is what I'm trying to do. And sometimes I forget, so you'll have to, I apologize for that, you all. So yeah, fish falling from the sky. It's what's happening. The fish is falling. So then you know what? I thought about, okay, so if they have fish every year that falls in Honduras, rural Honduras every year, and if he prayed for food for those poor people, and it happens every year, and it falls from the sky. Well, then I thought, well, this is what I thought. Okay. So then I thought about the two fish right here, the two fishes and the 5 loaves of bread that the disciples had with Jesus. That's all they had, and they had all these people around them. I said, no, they had all these people around them. And then he prays. He prays and he blesses. And then the next thing you know, they got baskets and baskets and baskets of fish and bread after he prays. You may say, Gina, honey, no, you just don't understand. Well, he prayed. He did. He prayed. And the fish fell from the sky in Honduras. You say, Gina, that was during the weather event. No, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So I want to tell you this. So let me tell you this, you all. So that was, yeah, they dismissed it as a weather event. Well, here in Utah, look at this. Once a year, several planes fly low above some of the Utah's lake, and they release hundreds of fish as they fall from the sky. Why do they do it? Okay, why do they do it? But that's what they do. They release the fish in the air into the lake. These fish are on airplanes in the sky. They're in crafts in the sky. They're literally, physically releasing these fish into the water. They're releasing them into the water, you all. Hundreds and sometimes up to thousands of these 3-inch fingerlings are set free. But they don't always make it to the water alive, which that's not very nice. It's not. So if the dark cloud can come and the fish rains down in Honduras and other places around the world also, there's other places that have had fish raining. Why couldn't something like that happen during Jesus's time? Now, I know there might be people say, Gina, don't you even go there. Well, I am going there because I want to know. I'm asking questions. If they can set and put fish on an airplane and dump it into the water, they're transporting it like that. Who's to say that somewhere up in these clouds, there's not some kind of capability that literally can cause the fish to come down like that? Okay, and I don't think there was an account of it raining during that time, during the 5 loaves of bread. I don't think there was. It didn't say nothing about rain. All it said is that they only had 2 fish. 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread, and he lifted his hands up to heaven, and he prayed over it, blessed it, and then boom, it multiplied. They never say how it multiplied, you all. They don't never say how it multiplied. Did the fish and the bread fall from the sky? Now, wait a minute right there. Wait a minute. We're going to go somewhere with this. So now then we have this right here. The quail and the manna that falls from the sky during the time of the Israelites for 40 years. They didn't have no food. They did not have no food. So what happened? God made it rain down manna from the sky, you all. Manna fell from the sky, and the quails filled the air every day for 6 days a week. 6 days a week. It came from the sky. Okay, there's something more to this story than what meets the eye. There's something more to this story than what meets the eye. The 5 loaves of bread, the 2 fish came from, I think it probably did come from the sky. He made the manna come from the sky, fell to the earth, and the quail, well, they appeared all over the place. Okay, they did. And in Honduras, the fish literally come from a dark cloud in the sky. I think those clouds, there's something to these clouds. It says, look, he is coming with the clouds. That's what it says. He's coming with the clouds, or he's coming in the clouds. And every eye will see him, even those who pierced him, you all. So, yeah, that's what I want to say. That's my theory. That's one theory, you all. Now, don't be going bashing Gina for that, because I think there's something more to it. I really do. If they can take their fish and they can put them in an airplane in the sky and drop them in that water, why can't we have something miraculous come from the clouds? Okay? Why can't we? That's what I want to know. Why not? Why not? Why couldn't those fish fell from the sky? And the bread, the loaves of bread, it's kind of like the manna, more or less, because they gathered it, is what they did. They gathered it up. Oh, my goodness, you all. Yes, they gathered it, and they made something like bread like with it. So I think it's something to ponder. It's something to think about. It really is, you all. It really is. Boom. That's what I like to say. Now, there may be some who may not agree with this, but, you know, that popped into my head when somebody mentioned to me, Gina, there was like these fish that were falling from the sky. And then I saw, well, yeah, it happens every year in Honduras. It does. And I think that there are living beings in the sky. I really do. They're not like us. They don't look like us. They're from a higher dimension. And who's to say that they can't cause that to happen? Okay, who's to say? Yes, that's what they said. Manna was the food of the angels. It's exactly what it said. Oopsie. What happened, you all? What happened to it at all? Yeah, that's right. That's right, you all. Miracles can occur. Okay, you have Jesus who turned the water into wine. There's lots of miracles. There really is. So I think that's about all I have to say. I don't need to make it any longer on this video at all. You all, this don't have to be longer at all. It's so it rains annually in Honduras, and the story is that this Father Jose prayed for the poor people of Honduras. He prayed for God to send a miracle to help these poor people who need food, and it happened a dark cloud came with delicious living fish that fell from the sky to feed all those people. Okay, that's what happened. Feed all those people. And then, these fish right here fed all the people. All the people. 5,000 men, not counting women and children. 5,000, not counting women and children. Bread and fish. Right there, you all. And then you have the manna and the quail that fell from the sky. That's what you have, manna and quail that fell from the sky. And they gathered it. All of that, you all. I just think there's something more than meets the eye. I really, really do. So I want to thank you all for tuning in. And this don't have to be a long video at all. It doesn't need to be at all. There is a saying, the more the words, the less the meaning, and how does that profit anyone? It doesn't at times. It doesn't. Just keep it simple and straight to the point to get your point across. So that's my other theory. Upon hearing that, it is quite possible that otherworldly thing, not of this world, miracles from not of this world occurred. Okay, that's right. That's what I think. And yeah, Sinbad. There's many instances of things. Let me come on over here to you all. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to go, and I want to thank you all for coming on here. I do. And thank you, King Ahukamundo. Was you on here by yourself? You and Susan? That's wonderful. I'm looking on here really fast. I am. Yeah. So it's something to ponder, and it's good to think outside the box. It is. It really is good to think outside the box. And you can think for yourself and try to put the pieces of the puzzle together, because there's a lot of gaps in history. There is a whole lot of gaps. So with that being said, hello wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello from my heart to yours. Love you, and have a wonderful rest of your day, you all. And thank you so much for coming on here. And thank you.